Sonia Strong. I'm just going to talk about my last contract as an artistic director, working with GFD Promotions and Reset Productions on a brand new show based on the life story of the legendary Tina Turner. The show was called Break Every Rule, Tina, the rock legend, Das Musical. So the basic format was Act 1 to be a musical storyline on her life. And Act 2, a pure rock concert. So that was the brief that I was given. I was told how many musicians and cast members I'd be given to commence the rehearsal process in Ireland. So I began with a grid. This is kind of just my own working style. I've got an A3 sketch pad that I break down into columns and rows, and it starts off with potential songs, if the 3 dancers will be present in which song. Let's say 12 columns. So because I had 55 minutes for Act 1 to tell Tina's life story, that's not a lot of time to tell such a woman's story. 75 years of her life. So what I did was just plotted on a graph the most poignant parts of her life, the highs and the lows, and how she got to where she is today. And we had a great narrator in Daniel, who was also on lead guitar and backing vocals. So for the first half of the show, he was telling Tina's story with the accompaniment of the screen. So we had storytelling on the screen. I wanted to add my own stamp to the show rather than it being something that people would expect. I wanted to encompass the whole spectrum of multimedia so that it was contemporary, and even contemporising some of the music that Tina was famous for in the 60s and 70s. The hurdle I faced was in Act 1, we weren't actually allowed to use songs that Tina was famous for, only songs that she covered or people she collaborated with, which made it really difficult because my original set list of songs to tell her story went completely out the window. But in Act 2, we were allowed to do a full-on rock concert with some of her greatest hits. So what we had to do on this particular show is a lot of pre-filming, so we could build a rehearsal reel, which was edited eventually into an intro video. So right at the beginning of the show, after the announcement about turn off your mobile phone and here are the fire exits, etc., you got a nice 3 to 4 minute film introducing the show, showing the audience some of the behind the scenes work and how we got to where we were. Part of my job, as well as providing stage direction and storyboarding for the film production, was to master the tracks for the live band, which was kind of sprung upon me at the last minute. In fact, the show had already started in Germany when I was told that I was the only one who could do that. So as I did, I cracked on so that the band had a track in one ear and a click in the other ear. It was a complete live show, but what we had to do for about 50% of the show was to add a very, very simple bed to accompany the live music, because we had a 6-piece band. and then in between Daniel's narrations we had to put a bed of music for while he was talking, just to give the ambience and just so that the show flowed nicely. Opening night in Germany was just fantastic. We had quite a few technical issues, as you can expect, so I stayed for the next few shows to ensure that the technical team knew exactly the running order, how the screens were to appear, the colour schemes for each number, if our Tina and dancers had enough time for costume changes, and just generally if it was feasible for our Tina to sustain enough energy throughout the entire show. So along with the film we built for the intro to the show, we also built a rehearsal reel from the filming that had been captured throughout the rehearsal process, so that right at the end of the show, in the encore, when Tina sings Simply the Best, there was a really beautiful black and white film appeared on the screen of the cast in their rehearsals, and almost step by step of how the show came together on a technical and physical level. And I have to say, the group that we worked with, cast, dancers, musicians, backing singers, technical team, creative team, was just an absolute pleasure. I've never worked with so many really talented, determined, conscientious people who really were just determined to fill their piece of the pie to have a spectacular show, and that it was. I'm proud to say that it received an overwhelming reviews in the press. I think one TV news channel said that Germany had never seen anything like it, and it was an overwhelming, magnificent success. So that's fantastic. I class myself as a new age director and a pioneer within the industry to help push stage productions to be educational and inspiring to an audience and to a creative team, just by additional lighting of while you're watching the show. It really does piece the show together effortlessly and storytells, and just gives the audience member an all-round experience and insight into the life story of a legend. So I really hope that I get to repeat something like this again, perhaps telling the story of another legend. And I'm happy to report that Tina was rebooked for Germany 2016, and I'd be more than happy to work on that again as the artistic director.